We are less than 3 weeks away from Extreme Rules, and much like we have seen in recent weeks, there is a title match as Bobby Lashley is defending the United States title. Other than that, we should be getting some build to the pay-per-view, which is needing some matches added. Let's get to it. United States title, Seth Rollins vs. Bobby Lashley. Lashley is defending and we get some big match intros. They take their time to start with Rollins having to slip away from the power. The threat of a spear sends Rollins outside, but he switches places and tries a dive. That gets pulled out of the air, but Rollins avoids the posting. Back in and Rollins kicks away, only to have Lashley block the stomp by putting his hands on the mat. That was cool, and knock him outside. We take a break and come back with Rollins working on the arm, which went into the post while we were away. The sling blade gives Rollins 2 and the armbar goes on. With that not working, Rollins hits a springboard knee to the head to put Lashley down again before going right back to the arm. The short arm scissors is countered with the powerbomb, but Lashley misses a charge to the floor. Now the suicide dive can connect, and the second makes it even worse. Lashley is right back up with the fireman's carry posting though, and we take a break. Back with Lashley elbowing away in the corner and hitting his own knee for 2. They go up top with Rollins escaping the superplex and hitting the running buckle bomb. A frog splash gives Rollins 2 and the crossface goes back to the arm. Lashley powers out and manages a one-arm power slam, but the spear is countered into a pedigree for a rather near fall. Rollins misses the Phoenix Splash, so he tries another stomp, which is pulled into the hurt lock. The referee gets staggered, so Rollins kicks Lashley low to escape. The stomp is loaded up, but cue Riddle for a distraction, allowing Lashley to hit the spear to retain at 20:08. This was a situation where the interference was the right way to go. It plays into what they have been doing in recent weeks, and I could go for whatever big match they are going to have at Extreme Rules. As for the match itself, you had Rollins trying to pick apart the monster and go with the speed against the power. That was enough to carry things, but the action itself was quite awesome, and this was a heck of a match. Austin Theory is warming up for his match and we see a QR code. A quick check says it leads to another White Rabbit thing, asking who killed the world, and a Hangman game showing the date of this Friday's SmackDown. We look back at Damage Control winning the women's tag team titles last week. Here is Damage Control to celebrate their women's tag team title win last week, meaning balloons are out and streamers fall. Bayley, the hometown girl, brags about winning the titles and making this city a real champion. Unlike the San Jose Sharks, Io Sky rants in Japanese and Dakota Kai doesn't think much of Alexa Bliss. Asuka, Bayley brags some more until Bianca Belair/Bliss/Asuka interrupt. Belair says they weren't going to interrupt, but they didn't like the running of the mouths. Bayley isn't impressed and mocks Lily, so Bliss gets straight to the point by saying she wants to fight Bayley tonight. Bliss backs Bayley down and then drops her with a right hand to send the villains out to the floor. Well, that was abrupt. Kevin Owens vs. Austin Theory. Theory jumps Owens before the bell and gets in a shot to the knee. Owens says ring the bell and takes Theory down for the right hands to start. More hard shots knock Theory into the corner, but it's too early for the cannonball. They head to the floor with Theory sending him into the announcer's table, but Owens sends him into it as well. The apron splash takes too long though, and Theory knocks him down to the floor. We take a break and come back with Theory grabbing a chinlock to keep Owens in trouble. Owens fights up and grabs a DDT, setting up a hard clothesline. Another big clothesline gets 2 and a superkick drops Theory again. The Swanton gives Owens 2, but Theory is back up to crotch him on top. Theory tries the superplex. Graves, you can't superplex Kevin Owens. It's like trying to headbutt a Samoan, but gets knocked down, where he avoids the moonsault. A bunch of covers give Theory a bunch of near falls, so it's time to go for the briefcasey broken bar. Which is stolen by Johnny Gargano. Owens gets up and hits a pop-up powerbomb for the pin at 13:11. Owens' rise continues, and again there was something there to protect Theory in his loss. Theory has fallen fairly far from his peak, but at least he is seeming to get a little bit of it back. Owens is continuing his rise as well, and I'm wondering just how far WWE is going to let him go this time. We recap Matt Riddle turning down Judgment Day last week, getting beaten by Finn Balor and then getting stomped by Seth Rollins. Riddle is happy with costing Seth Rollins the US title earlier tonight and is ready to team with Rey Mysterio against Judgment Day tonight. Here are the Brawling Brutes to promise that they will win the tag team titles on Friday. Cue the Street Profits to interrupt, saying the Brutes beat 3 teams but didn't beat them. Let's do it. Brawling Brutes vs. Street Profits. Holland starts fast by grabbing a nerve hold on Dawkins before running him over with a shoulder. A blind tag brings in Ford for a crossbody, so Butch comes in to work on the fingers. Ford dropkicks his way out of trouble and it's back to Dawkins, who gets his fingers cranked back as well. Holland comes in and gets punched in the face, allowing Ford to come in with a high crossbody. That doesn't last long though, as Holland gets him over into the corner, so Dunn Kane come in and hammer on Ford a bit. The Brutes do a Sheamus impression with the forearms to the chest and we take a break. Back with Butch still working on the fingers, but Ford fights up and hits a DDT. Dawkins comes in off the hot tag and gets to clean house, with the silencer getting 2 on Holland. House is cleaned for a bit until Butch comes in off a blind tag and kicks Dawkins in the face. That doesn't keep him down long, as it's back to Ford off another blind tag so the Doomsday Blockbuster can hit Butch. The big running flip dive to the floor hits the Brutes and Ford is fired up. Another Doomsday Blockbuster is broken up and it's a kick to the head. Northern Grid combination to finish Ford to 14-27. It wasn't quite the great match we saw on SmackDown, but it was a different setup. The Brutes aren't likely to take the titles from the Usos on Friday, but they are fresh challengers who feel like they are getting some momentum. Beating the Profits still means something and we could be in for a good match for the titles later this week. Here is Judgment Day for a chat. The team is very proud of Dominic Mysterio for standing up to his father and fight his own battles. They are so happy with him and we need to commemorate this with a family photo. A ringside photographer obliges, but it's time for the interruption. Judgment Day vs. Matt Riddle, Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the team here, and it's Balor taking Riddle into the corner to start. The alternating stomps are on until Riddle kicks Balor in the chest. The rolling gut wrench suplexes allow Rey to come in for a double leg drop, but Priest gets the tag without much trouble. A hard clothesline takes Rey's head off and Balor hits a slingshot leg drop for 2. Balor grabs a chin lock, followed by snake eyes, and another chin lock. Rey fights up and hits an enziguri, allowing the hot tag to Riddle. A German suplex out of the corner drops Priest and there's the running Breton for 2 on Balor. Everything breaks down and Priest chokeslams Riddle onto the apron as we take a break. Back with Balor sending Riddle outside, where Ripley suplexes him on the floor. They get back in for a backbreaker, jumping leg drop combination for 2 and the trouble continues. Riddle fights up and gets in a shot of his own though, setting up the big tag to Rey. House is cleaned, at least until Rey stops to glare at Dominic, allowing Balor to get in a cheap shot. Rey wheelbarrows him into 619 position, but Priest break it up. Riddle floating brothers Priest and there's the 619 to Priest. Cue Seth Rollins to take Riddle down, so Rey chases him off with a chair, leaving him to have the standoff with Dominic. This includes Dominic dropping to his knees to offer Rey a free shot, but Rey gets inside instead. A chokeslam sets up the coup de grace to finish Rey at 16:09. The time helped here and they continued the build towards Rollins vs. Riddle. At the same time, it seems that they are likely getting ready for Rey vs. Dominic. Even if Dominic still isn't all that interesting, the match did give Judgment Day some extra momentum, which they have absolutely been needing in recent. A broken bar well since their debut really, so if WWE wants to keep the team going, they're doing it in the right way. It's time for Miz TV with Tommaso Ciampa in Miz's corner. Miz wants to know what Dexter Lumis was thinking when he invaded Miz's home last week. Miz was celebrating his daughter's 3rd birthday with a Minions party, but he punched one of the Minions because he thought it was Lumis. This has to end, so Miz wants Lumis out here right now. A knife pops up through the mat and cuts a hole, with Lumis climbing out of it and grabbing Miz's leg. Ciampa makes the save and knocks Lumis back into the hole, only to have him pop up again. This time Lumis drops back down on his own. I'm getting more intrigued by this story. Judgment Day is proud of their win and are ready to go out celebrating. The team sees Edge Styles though and Finn Balor goes up to him. Styles doesn't like what Balor has become and a fight is teased. but Balor hugs him. Styles just glares at him though and doesn't seem happy. Bayley vs. Alexa Bliss. Everyone else is at ringside too. Bliss starts fast by taking her down by the arm and working it over. Some arm snaps keep Bayley down but she's right back up with a shot of her own and Bliss is in trouble for a change. The chinlock is broken up and a head scissors sends Bayley into the ropes for the running knees to the back. Bayley kicks her to the apron though and knocks it outside. Bliss' leg is rammed into the announcer's table but she is fine enough to hit a flip dive as we take a break. Back with Bliss fighting out of leg lock and managing a standing moonsault. For 2. An exchange of roll-ups get 2 each and the Bayley to belly gives Bayley 2 more. Bliss sunset flip out of the corner gets the same and it's time for the others to brawl on the floor. Dakota Kai offers a distraction and it's the Rose Plant to finish Bliss at 14:36. Not a bad match but there was no chance that Bayley was going to lose to Bliss here. Bayley seems primed to become the next women's champion and Bliss was just the next one she needed to take down on the way there. The two teams feuding is starting to lose some steam though and I'm not sure what they can do to have a finale between the sides.